Looking at his first love who just woke up in the morning, along with that gentle good morning greeting, filled Tom's heart with happiness. However, when he stepped outside, he suddenly remembered Jack, and guilt crept into his heart. After all, Anna was carrying Jack's child, and even though he was now with Anna, Tom felt he still needed to explain everything to Jack. But Jack seemed to have vanished into thin air. There was no way to reach him. At the office, his colleague once again made fun of Tom, saying he thought Tom and Anna were completely mismatched. Actually, Anna herself wasn't clear about what their relationship really was. Maybe in Anna's eyes, he was just a tool to help her fall asleep. The next day, while they were tidying up, Anna once again used drowsiness as an excuse to ask if she could rest her head on Tom's lap. Tom gazed at the wedding ring she still wore on her finger, feeling more and more that he wasn't important in Anna's world. Just when his mind was filled with confusion, Anna suddenly turned around and kissed him. He instantly became lost in this unexpected sweetness, but then a sharp pain suddenly struck his head. Images of Shizuka looking eerie then flashed through his mind, and at that moment, the doorbell suddenly rang. The girl was full of hostility toward Tom, but when she saw Anna appear, she rushed forward to hug her. They were Anna's juniors, Annie and Tony. Discovering that Tom and Anna were living together, Annie looked completely shocked and questioned whether he was living with Anna. Before Tom could answer, Anna quickly denied it, saying they were just roommates. When she learned Anna was pregnant, Annie was especially happy and immediately asked if the baby was Jack's. But Anna just smiled without answering, which stirred up complex emotions in Tom's heart again. After dinner, Tom suddenly asked Tony if he could get in touch with Jack. The moment those words left his mouth, the atmosphere in the room instantly froze. Annie angrily stood up to scold Tom loudly, but just as she was about to speak, Anna suddenly interrupted her. Then she said she wanted dessert cake and asked Tom to go buy some. After Tom left, Anna told the two with a serious expression that Tom had lost his memory and completely forgot that Jack had passed away. She specifically warned them never to tell Tom about this. However, seeing Anna and Tom cuddling together that night filled Annie with hostility toward Tom. It turned out that back in school, Annie had been bullied by classmates, and Anna had reached out to help her. Just one simple gesture of Anna touching her face made Annie fall in love with her from that moment on. The next morning, Anna warmly greeted Annie, but she pretended not to hear and walked away. But when she saw Tom, she immediately took out all her frustration on him, mocking that Tom could never measure up to Jack. Although Anna quickly comforted Tom, Annie's words still hurt him and left him unable to let it go. On his way to work, Tom's mind was filled with Annie's words, which kept echoing in his ears. In a daze, he remembered that Jack had said the same thing back in high school. When he got home from work, he found Annie was still there. Annie's sharp gaze was like a sharp knife, leaving Tom feeling somewhat at a loss. It turned out that Annie had just worked up the courage to confess to Anna but was ruthlessly rejected. With nowhere to vent her grievances and resentment, she took it all out on Tom. In her impulsiveness, she even blurted out about Jack's death. Hearing Annie's words, Tom's mind began flashing with those long-forgotten scenes. The next second, he collapsed and fainted.